Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Erik Brown, your Beverly Hills real estate agent, bringing you again the best of LA, where we share cool local businesses here that you may or may not have heard of, and some of the great stories that have made them who they are today. So today, I have a very cool treat for you. My friend Aisha of ClearGivers is going to talk a little bit about what ClearGivers is. So I'm just going to have her dive in and give us the 411.
Cool. Hi, everyone, and hi, Erik. Thank you for having me here. I'm very excited to do this. So just a little intro to everyone. ClearGivers is a gift registry for charities. What we basically do is enable small businesses to list inventory on our site. Charities can then go and wish list what they want bought for them, and donors come on and buy that stuff for the charities. It's exactly like a wedding gift registry, but for charities instead.
That's awesome. And such a great, poignant, quick answer to give a summary of what businesses may look for. So I always love to know, because a lot of this comes down to the passion of the owner and the founder. Mm-hmm. So where does this concept come from?
Okay, that's a really great question, Erik. So here it is. I'm a co-founder. My other co-founder is called Jeffrey. And we met basically through, someone did a business plan for someone else, and we kind of met and talked about it. Jeffrey has his own business, has a long background in business. I come from a background of working with charities through a kind of legal entry point. So back in London, which is where I'm from, not Arkansas, it may have been confusing from my accent. So I trained as a lawyer in London, and I started out working with very small firms and a lot of non-profits. And whenever you work with non-profits, it's very, very obvious that people who work in non-profits and charities work incredibly hard for, it often feels like you do work and then the work multiplies. It's just a never-ending problem. And so I have genuinely been very passionate about continuing to work for charities and helping wherever I can. When I came to the US, I immediately started volunteering at Bethesda. Some of you may have heard of it. It's a law firm here in LA. Again, they work with very small businesses. So that was my route into kind of combining this small business plus charity platform. Jeffrey, on the other hand, as I said, came from a business background himself. He was talking with his mother for a very long time about doing something to give back to the community. And he's had this idea in the back of his mind, okay, well, there must be some way of just bringing these two very disparate worlds together, the for-profit and the non-profit world. They don't really talk to one another in the real world. You know this, Erik. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with this. The principles are so similar, but they're just not melding. So we sat down and we talked and thought about a bunch of different solutions, and this is what we came up with, something where they're both intertwined, they both help each other, everyone walks away with exactly what they need. And we thought, yeah, let's put it into action.
Sounds great.
That was such a long answer to quite a short question, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Sometimes it's the story that makes really what the conversation's all about. You had mentioned, obviously, coming here from across the pond.
Yes.
So what brought you here?
Oh, the ducks on the pond.
Oh, of course. Everybody knows about the famous LA ducks.
Oh yeah. I spotted a few of them. No. Before we go down further this whimsical route, my partner actually got a job offer here.
Yeah.
I finished off a master's degree over there, and then thought, I'll come over and give it a go myself.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's great.
It was nice.
And here we are today.
Here we are today. I meet a bunch of wonderful people like Erik, and I think, wow.
So ClearGivers started what year?
2021 officially, but we only really started onboarding small businesses last year in 2022.
Pandemic, makes sense, lots of potential challenges.
Exactly.
So over the course of the next year, several years, what type of things do you see evolving within the organization?
Ooh, that's a really exciting question.
Awesome.
I love that. So many things. So right now, we are in what we call a very soft launch kind of phase. So essentially what that means is we have a website. You guys, please check it out. We're at www.cleargivers.org. We have all of that facility set up. right now we're onboarding small businesses, so you have the facility to kind of go on there and list your inventory. We have charities who are going to wish list your stuff. And over the next few months, what we really want to do is build up those volumes so that we get constant supply and demand going. Obviously, we want the small businesses to make that extra revenue. We also want the charities to get what they're asking for quickly. So we need enough volume kind of moving through there so that that actually happens. When that happens, and when we're a little bit further along in our journey, what we're pretty excited about, and I used the royal we because it really is me. I'm very excited about getting a very jazzy, beautiful website that has beautiful colors on it. When you go on now, you will see it is very obviously a kind of a very early iteration. It all works, but it doesn't look as glamorous as I'm envisioning.
Right.
So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about bringing on a team to do all of the cool stuff we're wanting to do. And then also, just a side note, one of the really surprising things that I kind of didn't really expect when I started doing this is the number of very cool people that you get to meet while you're starting up a business.
Mm-hmm.
And it is very cool people. And that just feeds into kind of learning about other people's businesses and just that kind of helpful community feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So I am super excited over the next couple of years to kind of really cement that positioning for ClearGivers within this community and get a bunch of partnerships going with people whereby we can all help each other.
Yeah, it's one of the things, and I'm sure this is in any metropolitan area, but you look at a community like Los Angeles, Beverly Hills, and you have so many people from all over the world
Mm-hmm.
that are all coming to a place to develop whatever it is that is their goal.
Mm-hmm.
And it might be across so many different avenues or platforms, but you've got people that are open to the idea of community or
Yes.
collaboration. And you're right, the compounding effect
Yeah.
of just meeting and connecting and sharing is so expansive.
Yeah.
It's one of the things that I love so much about the city. So you mentioned some great things that are going to happen over the course of the subsequent months and years.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like? So you connect with a small business.
Mm-hmm.
What's the process like for them? So they express some initial interest in, I want to do something with charity. I have no idea what.
Mm.
What's the path that they walk down?
That's a great question, Eric. So we would have that initial conversation. I explain to small businesses, or my colleague Adam explains to the small business how it would work to onboard all of your items or a few of your items. If you decide to move forward with us, we help you do all of that from start. You get a seller account. Many small businesses are already using other platform businesses to sell their items. We're a very similar setup to that. And then we have an affiliate fee structure. So if you make sales through our site, you pay that affiliate fee, and there are no membership fees. There are no ongoing fees, so it's completely riskless actually to take those first steps forward with us.
Sure.
And what we feel pretty passionate about is this. I don't know if many people are familiar with precisely how some of the charities work, but if I can summarize, some of charitable funding comes from large events that they run through the year, fundraising, and obviously the ongoing fundraising. So what does that mean? That means that a charity, like a person, has a savings account into which they can dip when they need to spend money. When you spend money, do you always go and get the most expensive thing, or do you try and lower your costs most of the time? You try and lower your costs most of the time, and that's what charities do. They are under cost pressures to provide for lots of people. That essentially means that a lot of the time when they're buying tangible goods, they need to be mindful of how much they're spending, and so they go to big box retailers. That means that charities never really look at small businesses. What our platform does is allow small businesses a gateway into that market, which has not traditionally been present. So if you come on board with us, this is a market that you would not generally be getting access to, which is where we think we're adding a little bit of something different to what's out there right now. Our onboarding process is super easy for small businesses. We hold your hands. We're very nice. You can have a chat with us at any time, and we'll give you, tips on how to make your page look prettier with us, and et cetera, et cetera. Can't promise those tips will work, but
I love it. So for a lot of people, they may be, I had heard this stat once, that most human beings are visual. It's helpful to have a good kind of picture of what it is that they're going to be working on, a project or whatever. Do you have an example that you could give of someone that has gone through this, a small business, pick a category, like it doesn't matter, but you describe the process a little bit, but a dental practice, a restaurant,
Sure.
a chiropractic, an auto body shop, like whatever, what does it look like for them?
Sure. So if you don't mind, Eric, I will go through two different paths.
Sure.
So one is the hard goods. So let's take, I think we have a farm shop listed with us, Rob's Farm Shop. So Rob signed up. It's a 5-question questionnaire. That's super short. Come on, you can do that. It'll take you 5 seconds. We just need name, business name, and a few very brief details. You sign up. Our team takes a couple of days just to verify that the business exists and so on, and that everything is on is in order. We help you upload a logo and a background picture so that you have a visual presence on our site. And then you spend about half an hour uploading the items that you want to sell with us. Then, essentially what happens is your items go into a large inventory which can be accessed by charities. So I'll just go into what the charities see so that it kind of helps people understand a little bit. The charities come on, they see something very much like just a big page of items that they can filter. Depending on what they need, let's say they need groceries, they would use the filter button to find groceries. All of Rob's groceries show up, and they can just put things in their basket. That's how it works for goods. And now let's take your example of a dental practice. Let's say you're a dentist and you would like to list with ClearGivers, and let's say you have costed out a filling at a certain amount, and you think you can provide, say, 10 fillings. So you would list each of those as kind of a package. So you would say this filling at this cost, and this is what I'm listing. And it would be treated very much like a good. So a charity is looking for dental work, they would be able to put those packages into their basket. So the third stage of all of that is the donor stage. The donor stage comes on. This is also something I'm very excited about. Donor stage comes on, donor comes on, they make their own account. They have a huge discovery process. So the first thing they do is they make a donation. ClearGivers is a charity, so they make their tax-deductible donation. Then they can go on and filter by cause. So are you interested in animals? Are you interested in helping people who are homeless? Are you interested in helping in the medical sphere? Filter by different causes. Underneath each of those causes, you come across the charities, and then you can look through those charities' wish lists. You use the donation that you've just made to buy the goods that those charities have asked for. So going back to Rob, say charity A has put Rob's bananas in their cart. You can go on, see that this charity has asked for bananas, and buy the bananas for the charity. That's how it works. It sounds a little complicated in words, but I hope that clarifies things.
Sure. No, that's a great picture. And so you've got an idea as a small business, a local business, community building, touching on charity, so many things. What I would invite you to do is connect with Aisha. We're going to put all her contact information here, so you've got an opportunity to ask questions, dive into the program, or whatever you need. I always love to ask, any last parting words that you think may be helpful for anyone watching this video that they should know?
Please know that the ClearGivers team is super friendly, and we would love to hear from you. If you have any questions or are considering joining as a small business or a charity or a donor, get in touch. Email me personally. I'm Aisha at cleargivers.org. As Erik said, my contact details will be up at the end. Email us with any questions. Like I said, if you're any of those 3 groups and you want to join, it's a 5-question questionnaire. It's so easy. Join, you change your mind, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You can change your mind anytime. There is no commitment at all. Come on board, see what we're doing, and also I would just say, as I said at the start, I love meeting people. I will talk for days. Just get in touch and say hi. Let me know what you think about the idea. Hopefully speak to you soon.
Guys, as always, this is Erik Brown, your Beverly Hills real estate agent, bringing you cool businesses like ClearGivers. And so please connect if you have additional questions. And if not, as always, we'll bring you another great episode of The Best of LA. Until then, this is Erik Brown signing off.
Thanks, bye.